Hey guys, hey, it's Bob over at Bob's Cycle Barn. We've got a little video we want to do on bench testing a carburetor today. George has been working on this carburetor for over the past 2 days off and on. He came off an old bike. It was a big mess when he got it. The bike had been sitting for years. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to George now and let him expound on what he's been doing.
Hey guys, it's George here at Bob's Cycle Barn, and we got an FCR MX today off an old KTM. And just a couple things we want to pass along to you guys that we've learned over the years from making mistakes and have a lot of grief that we didn't need to do. Is when you guys do these carbs, it's always a good idea. In our case, we got an IV set up with a fuel tank we can bench test with. But even if you just use your stock tank and just hook the fuel line up here, just to fill the bowl before you put it back on the bike. You can test to see if you have any leaks down here in the bowl gasket. In this case, on the 4-stroke car, we got the accelerator pump. And we can also check the squirter action inside on the accelerator pump, which is gonna be hard to see, but you can all check that on the bench before you put it back on the bike. For you guys that have been doing this for a while, you know if you put it back on the bike, if you have a leak, you have a jetting problem, which you wouldn't know until the bike's running. But if you have particularly a leak or if something's blocked in there, you gotta take the carb back out, which means you gotta spend more time, more effort. You know, it's not what you wanna do. So in our experience, it's always a good idea when you do a carb rebuild, especially on something that's been sitting for a while like this bike, just bench test it once you get it all back together. On this particular carb, we just did a typical jet clean, new gaskets, just kind of go through everything. Thankfully we have an ultrasonic cleaner, so that's a great asset to have for cleaning carbs and stuff. So just wanted to kind of mention those few things for you guys. If you are doing any carburetors out there, it's always a good idea.
Tell them what that thing is.
So this is, I don't even know what these are called exactly, but Jeff at Jeff Slavin's sells these pieces here. And the idea behind these, for you guys that know how a carburetor works, is you're introducing fuel and air, and you're mixing that fuel and air for your air-fuel ratio, and it's atomizing that fuel as it gets pulled into the motor. So the idea behind this job here is to change the Venturi effect of the air as it atomizes the fuel in the carburetor, to essentially increase the velocity or the speed of the air getting sucked through there. The claim is it gives you more bottom end power, more throttle response, things like that.
So the jury's out on that.
The jury's out on it.
But this was actually one of my old bikes that had been sitting for years and years. I think it worked. I do think it worked, but I don't know. We don't know. So
a couple other just quick tidbits I'll leave you guys with on these FCR MXs in particular, is you do have some adjustability in your acceleration pump here. So you can either accelerate it or you can delay it here with that adjustment. This is obviously your idle. Okay, if you don't know that, you probably shouldn't be working on a carburetor. And then you also have, on newer carbs, the old ones don't have this, is a throttle position sensor. And this is actually adjustable too. Typically you can just leave those at the factory setting. But if you really want to get into it, you can adjust these as well. So that's all I really wanted to talk to you guys about. Just a couple things I wanted to pass along from doing these over the years, and that's all I got for you.